Hello again, storybook readers. Friends, I'm back with you today to talk a little bit more about how to be the best readers that we can be. Now, on the first day, we talked about looking carefully at old favorites. And when we did that, we also used the pictures to remember. We used the carrot seed and we talked about how sometimes when you forget what's going on in the story, you're going to use those pictures to remember. And we're going to start looking very carefully at these books. I know we've read them a lot of times, but guess what? Every time you read and look at something more closely, you learn something new. And that's true for everything. That's true for in your house, in your garden, at your school, everything. And today, I want to remind you that these star books, these old favorites of ours, they aren't the only books that you can read. No. Did you know that no matter what type of book, any book that we have, any book that's in the library with Miss Parker or in your class library with Mrs. Reeves, Miss Ward, Mrs. Orozco, and Miss Cardoso, you can read any of those books. And I'm going to tell you how. Let's review yesterday what Mrs. Reeves taught us about considering the feelings of characters. That means that we're going to look closely at what those characters' faces look like, maybe what their bodies are doing, so that we can see, are they scared? Are they angry? Or are they surprised, right? Because it makes a big difference when we read it. And you're gonna match your voice to how the character talks. So when the troll comes out, we're not gonna say, "Who goes there tripping over my bridge?" No. And when the smallest billy goat comes out, we're not going to say, "I am the smallest." No, siree, Bob. We are going to use the troll's voice to say, "Who's that tripping under my bridge?" And then we're going to use the little billy goat's voice. "It is me, the smallest billy goat." Because otherwise, the story wouldn't make any sense. So, we are going to learn today a new strategy, and that is to use pictures to read all books. All books. Today I have a new one. It's called Cat and Mouse. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? Cat and Mouse. So we're going to look at the picture, and we're going to look at the title, friends, and we're going to think. We're going to use that brain of ours. Cat and Mouse. So look at the picture. What do you see? That's right, I do see a cat and I do see a mouse, but what do you see them doing? Are they having lunch? Or going to school? No. It looks like they're playing together, and look, one's moving after the other. So friends, we are going to use the pictures in this book to be able to read it. All right. So before I read, I'm going to look at the picture. And so here I have a cat. And then there's a mouse again. And let's take a look, closer look at what's going on in this picture. What do you see? Can you say what you see? That's right, I see a broom. What else, friends? A shovel. Good job seeing that. Ooh, that's a good one. I didn't see that before, but thank you for pointing it out. Now I can look at it carefully. I see a hose, and it's coiled up like it's stored away nice and neat. So now, let's read it together. Ready? Mouse ran over the shovel. Cat ran over the shovel. And we already knew that, right? Because we said we saw the shovel and we saw the mouse and the cat on top of it. Let's read it again, the next page. Ready? Ooh, what do you see in this picture, friends, before we read the words? So I see cat again. And you're right, I do see mouse. I did not see that before. Thank you for reading and looking at it carefully. And I still see part of, I think that's the shovel because the shovel was red. And then look, ooh, I see another farming tool. Oh, what do you notice about this picture though? That's right, it looks like they are behind. That means that I can't see it all. I can only see part of it. They are behind the broom, both of them. So let's see what the words say. Mouse ran under the broom. Cat ran under the broom. That's right. We said it was behind because we can't see it, but look, the broom is diagonal, so it's leaning against something. And so when something's leaning against something, it could be behind it, it could be under it, that's fine. Let's go to the next page. You see how you're using that brain of yours to read it before you even read the words? Oh, let's look at the picture. Good job. What do you notice? Okay, I do see the mouse, and I see the whole mouse this time, and I see the whole cat this time. What else do you notice? Look at it carefully. I do see part of that broom. Do you remember that broom that was in the last page? But now, I see that entire, yes, I see that entire new farming equipment. So, based on what I read in the story, and based on the picture, because we're book smart like that, I can tell you that the cat and the mouse are on top or over the rake. Let's read. Mouse ran over the rake. Cat ran over the rake. Good job. We are becoming these experts. Last one, ready? What do you notice about this picture? Ooh, this one's interesting, very, very interesting. So I see cat and I do see mouse, but what do you notice about cat and mouse? Where are they exactly? That's right, look at that. They are under a wheelbarrow. So let's see what they read. Mouse ran under the wheelbarrow. Just like you said. Cat ran under the wheelbarrow. Friends, these pictures are going to be so phenomenally amazing in helping us read. Because when you look at the pictures, you pretty much know what's going on, right? Yeah. Now we're going to go back to our old favorites because we did use pictures to read all kinds of books, especially new ones. And so what we're going to do, friends, is we are going to reread the pictures to remember how the story goes. So sometimes we need to go back and look at the pictures again, even if they are our old favorites, like the kissing hand. So readers, it is okay to sometimes forget how the story goes, but the beautiful thing about our old favorites and about any book, any storybook, is that they have these wonderful pictures that we can reread the pictures to remember how the story goes. So let's start with the kissing hand, and let me show you what I mean. It's been a while since I've read the kissing hand, I'll be honest with you, and so I don't remember every single word, but that's okay because we have our pictures to help us. So here we have a little raccoon, and I'm gonna look at raccoon first. I want you to notice. What do you notice about the picture? Yeah. Do you notice that little thing under his eye? He's not feeling very good, huh? Okay, let's read. I remember that at the beginning of the story, I do remember that he was not feeling the best. Let's find out why. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and cried. I don't want to go to school, he told his mother. I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you? Does that remind you of your first day? It's okay. Oh. Miss Raccoon took Chester by the hand. I remember what happens here. And so she explains to Chester that I know how you're feeling, I understand how you're feeling, but sometimes we have to do it even if we're feeling afraid or don't want to do it, because that's how it is sometimes. And then you'll realize you'll like it. Let's read what she exactly told him. Miss Raccoon took Chester by the hand and nuzzled him on the ear. Sometimes we all have to do things we don't want to do, she told him gently, even if they seem strange and scary at first. But you will love school once you start. I bet you heard the same thing too, huh? I did when I was little. Oh, so these wonderful images, look at this. Oh man, This is amazing. I remember because I saw these pictures. I remember now that right here, Mom is explaining that, guess what? At school, you're gonna meet new people and they're gonna be your new friends. And here, he's gonna play with new toys inside the classroom. And then here, of course, the best part of school is that he's gonna get new books to read. And then here, I remember he wanted to swing on his own swing. He said, my swing, but guess what? At school, we have swings too. So let's see exactly what was said in the story, okay? You'll make new friends and play with new toys. Just like you had said, remember? Now let's look at this, okay? Read new books. And swing on new swings. Yes. Besides, she added, I know a wonderful secret that will make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home. Ooh, do you remember the secret? I'm going to be honest with you, friends. It's been a while since I've read this book, so I don't really remember the secret. But that's okay because we have these pictures that we can reread to remember how the story goes. So let's look at the picture, okay? Oh, so look at the picture. What do you notice? I notice. Thank you for that. You're right. I do notice that now. I notice that this is Mama because that's her hand, and this is Chester. And look what they're doing with their hands. That's right. Mama has her hand out, and Chester has his hand inside hers. Does your mom or dad do that to you? Or maybe brother, sister, grandma? Yeah, they do that because they love you. So now I remember that Mom told him that the secret had to do with his hand. So let's find out, okay? Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. A secret? What kind of secret? A very old secret, said Mrs. Raccoon. I learned it from my mother, and she learned it from hers. It's called the kissing hand. The kissing hand? Asked Chester. What's that? Oh, how exciting! So, now that I remember the secret was about the kissing hand, now I remember how it goes. It goes like this. Let's look at the pictures. So, Mom kisses Chester's hand, and Chester then closes his hand and then walks away, goes home. That's right. And then Mom gives him a big hug, and they say bye. Wait, what? That's not how the story goes? Oh, no. I did use my pictures to try to remember how the story goes, but I guess I got confused. Friends, does that ever happen to you, that you get confused in a story, even if you are looking at the pictures? That just happened to me right now, and that's okay, because are we perfect? No, we are not perfect. We're working towards it, but we're not perfect, and sometimes we get confused. So what can I do if I get confused? Let's check our chart, okay? Oh, look at that. Friends, I can go back and reread when confused. That's great news. That means that I, as a reader, when I get confused, which is going to happen, and it's okay. Readers get confused sometimes. That's why the chart is here to help us. I can go back to the page where I knew what was happening, where everything was making sense. So I'm going to go back to the page, not here, right here, because this is where I remembered that the secret was the kissing hand. And while I didn't remember exactly what the secret kissing hand was, I do remember that the mom grabbed his hand. So I'm going to go back. We were already here, but that's okay. We're going to go back and we're going to reread it again. Are you ready? Are you ready to help me not get confused anymore? Okay, let's go. So let's look at the picture. So the picture has Mama Raccoon and Chester Raccoon, and Mama Raccoon is holding his hand in hers. So I guess the secret is going to be she's going to do something to his hand, right? And I remember the heart in the middle of the palm. I remember that because that's where Mama Raccoon kisses it. But I was confused about what happened after. So let's keep reading. Ready? I'll show you. Mrs. Raccoon took Chester's left hand and spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. So he did this. That's right. Leaning forward, she kissed Chester right in the middle of his palm. Right here. That's why there's a heart right there, because that's where her loving kiss went. Chester felt his mother's kiss rush from his hand up his arm and into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with this special warmth. That's right, friends. After she kissed, it went all the way up, into his heart. Let's keep going. Okay, so now I see them hugging. Let's see what happens here. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. Now, she told Chester, whenever you feel lonely and need a little loving from home, just press your hand to your cheek and think. That's the part that I was confused. So he has the kiss in his palm, and so he's going to put it on his cheek and think. Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you. Oh. And that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty, warm thoughts. So when you as a reader forget or get confused and somebody tells you, hey, I think that's not the right way, or you think inside, that doesn't seem right. I think that doesn't sound right. That's okay. You can just reread the pictures. That's right, because the pictures are going to help us remember. And you can go back to where it stopped making sense, and you can actually start reading it again so that it'll make sense. This way, friends, when you're reading that old favorite, you're reading it the right way, exactly as the words are on the book. So I hope that you never get confused, but if you do, this is what we'll do. Thank you, friends, for joining me today. Bye.